Let me check if it's already connected. Let me tell the others that I'm live. Let me see here. I'm still getting used to this new streaming software here. So it's gonna be taking, I think, a while until I finally get used to. So, but I think I'm still on. Oh, there you go. So hello guys, let me see. I think I forgot to let you know that I will be doing the live. And so I hope you guys are doing good. Today we're going to be analyzing the Oshlahu Tz'i Trecena, or for those who prefer to call the Trecena, or the one Tijax or Cape Kawuq Trecena. I hope you all had a good Oshlahu now Trecena. I hope it was a good one for all of you. If you feel like you can share your experience in here. And so this past 2 weeks I kind of ended up just doing these live Trecenas way earlier than what I usually do, of course, because ended up being in the weekend. So I hope the more people from Europe can also watch the live. But without further ado, let's start with our analysis. And we just finished the Oshlahu Naor Trecena, which was the Trecena of the big organization, was the Trecena of the big decision-making process, or in order for you to have everything organized, for you to have like those intense interconnections, and also to elaborate a plan with big passion. But what was the downside, maybe the cold side of this Trecena? The problem is that Oshlahu Naor, the nawal, the strongest nawal, pushing the Trecena forward, he could end up accumulating obsession. Because every time we were dealing with plans, we were dealing with something like where you need to pay too much attention, you need to think of many ideas, you can have you can overload your system. So that can cause obsession or a big inflammation with your thoughts. So those obsessions sometimes can lead us to obsession, can lead us to become very entangled with our own ideas. And everything that should have started with a passion, just like one Kang, or like the things that we should be able to apply as a new wisdom in order to compress into a new knowledge, can end up becoming like this big obsession. So that's why this Trecena could have been very tricky in that sense. So now that we are shifting to the Oshlahu Tz'i Trecena, the 13 dog Trecena that starts with Hun Tijax, one cut, this is gonna be the Trecena where now we are gonna be looking at the emotional aspects. So it's gonna be the accumulation of emotions. So every time we deal with this big passion to elaborate a plan, to enter into this decision-making process, we always gonna be having to deal with this instability with the emotions. So in the previous Trecena, we saw that Tz'i was in the nawal 6, in the heart of the Trecena. So it would be like the confusion with the emotions. Because sometimes you have an idea to follow something, but not always your emotion is going to be there. It's going to be associated with your plan every day, because emotions are always very unstable. So now that heart will become the biggest accumulation of this Trecena, in which we are going to be analyzing. So this Trecena is going to be the accumulation of emotions, the accumulations attached to the sacrifices we do to sustain something, to the sacrifice that we do to help other people. So we start this Trecena with Tijax, one cut. I don't know if you can see my cursor in here. I don't think so, but I'm gonna be shifting with the light so to be easier for you to follow. So depending on how the previous Trecena went, whether the accumulation of thoughts, like the biggest idea, like this biggest interconnections we ended up getting, now we started Trecena with Tijax with a new cut. A new cut, whether for healing or whether to edit those ideas that we had there. But if we don't do anything, if we ended up getting more like frustration from the previous Trecena or like a big obsession, if we don't do anything, this one Tijax can only represent a beginning of a new hurt, a new wound that can end up just growing and lead you to chaos, which is one of the aspects of the Tz'i. Tz'i is going to be this accumulation of emotions that sometimes can corrupt you. Of course, Tz'i, one of the main things that we associate with that would be the friendship, the loyalty, like the bonds that we create with other people. But Tz'i, as talks about emotions, and emotions are very unstable, can be the thing that lead things into a mess. Just like for being unstable in emotions, you can end up embracing inside of yourself that you could not even imagine. That's why Tz'i is now associated with judges, because it's the one that can also accept bribes, or just like a corrupt cop that will abuse of authority in that sense. So it's going to be talking about like these senses that emotions can lead you. That's why Tz'i can end up, as in the Quiche counting, being the final nawal, can represent the final chaos. So analyzing this Trecena, we're going to be trying just to stay away from these emotional aspects, because sometimes these emotional aspects might come from being frustrated on the plan that we tried, just like the previous Trecena was talking about. And also whenever we dedicate our efforts too much for other people rather for our own. Of course, it's a noble stuff to dedicate to help other people, but if we don't help ourselves, we don't manage to do the minimal stuff to carry on with our things, we can end up being very frustrated. So this one Tijax, this first day in the Trecena, is gonna be the day to start something fresh. If something was obsessing you, just start taking this day to cut this obsession off. Maybe it could be a good day for you to not doing anything. The first day is always, it doesn't have a lot of strength to push things forward. Remember that now the push things forward is going to be dictating every single possibility or every single destination that or outcome you can get in the Trecena is always a now 13, pushing things over there. So you can take this one Tijax, to find something like a new healing. Could be that maybe you're just dedicating yourself too much to work. Maybe it could be a good day for you to go there and spend the day with your friends. So that can be a healing moment for you to unwind a little bit, just to load off what you have been carrying. What are your worries? So use this power of friendship that Tz'i, is going to be bringing this Trecena to act as new healing here in one Tijax. So you can start this Trecena fresh. Because otherwise, if you just keep ignoring that wound will get bigger. So it can end up being more extenuated by that. So, and then from one Tijax, you're gonna be moving to Cape Kawuq. Let me just refresh here. So Cape Kawuq is the second nawal of the Trecena. Cape Kawuq is gonna be the day of the retraction, to see the intuition, to project stuff in this Trecena. If you use, as I always say, if you would like to use the Trecena for productivity, then now 2 days is the day that you can project the things that you wish to complete in this Trecena. Do your calculations. What are the stuff necessary for you to achieve what you want to? But also to use as a way for you to look back to what happened in the previous Trecenas, to see how you can use the old to advance to the new, correct things. So it's the moment to retraction to calculate, but also retraction to reevaluate what happened. And now Kawuq is the now of the deep intuition. Is the now that's going to be talking about the vision, like the tunnel vision for you to see where you're going. So if the previous Trecena was the Trecena of the plan, was the Trecena of the big decision making, for you to try to find a solid plan or a big knowledge towards to your passions, now this Cape Kawuq can see the day where you can use your intuition. Maybe you can focus your vision to see how you can combine like what you want to achieve, but also how you want to feel with those achievements. How you can use your intuition to guide yourself towards to what your spirit, what your nawal, what your ushlab, the primordial consciousness, intend to get. So this can be a very soft moment for you to be focused on what you want to achieve in this Trecena. Because otherwise, nawal Kawuq can be only the mass, just like the intuition that you can pick up many things. It can be only the lame, communication. It can be only like whenever you just waste stuff in gossip, in something that it's only gonna be, adding to more emotional disaster. So it's better to focus on where you'd like to go. So what do you need to do to achieve in this Trecena? And also if you need to do something for somebody else, that you own something, you are carrying your debts towards that, like you own time to your loyal ones. So it can also be a day for you to acknowledge that and see how you can do that to correct stuff. And from Cape Kawuq to Sheet Lightning, we're gonna be moving to Oshib Junajpu, 3 Conqueror Sun. The now 3 Conqueror Sun is going to be opening the path to overcome insecurities, opening the path to shine. In this now is going to be our first step forward towards to do something. So it can be the opening the path for you to battle against your insecurities, your emotional insecurities that the Tz'i is pushing out there. Maybe you are just carrying lots of confusion in your heart. So it's gonna be good for you to shine a light, for you to embrace your courage and to go for the battle, to prepare yourself to start making your things shine, just to find the things that you really want to achieve in here. And of course the 3 Junajpu can also represent like the opening the path to brighten things up. And with this can also be associated on how we relate with our friends, like for them to having them around for us to shine, for you to open the path, for enriching your emotional bonds with them. And so 3 Junajpu can also be, depending on how the Trecena is going, if we do not pay attention, can be opening the path for the trader. Because Junajpu is the one that can also be afraid of fighting the battle and just going to be trying to look or just trying to corrupt themselves to become the enemy when it's supposed to be the warrior. All because of the emotional confusion that now Tz'i can bring. If now Tz'i talks about just corrupting yourself and also going to the chaos, here, if your warrior is not ready for the battle, doesn't embrace the courage to open the path, it can be the one that can become the traitor, and because of this the frustration that happened in the previous Trecena. So we want to avoid that. So it can be a good way if you see that a path is going like it's too difficult, you cannot see that how you can open the path. Then now 3 gives you, like the vantage point of you diverging. Try to choose different routes where you can arrive to the same destination. Sometimes there is nothing wrong if you just go back like the previous nawal, then choose a different path if you cannot overcome an obstacle. So here is going to be the battle to overcome the obstacles, probably the emotional obstacles that we are talking here. And then from 3 Junajpu, we're going to be moving to Kahib Imox for water. The nawal 4 is the water that establishes, is the water that stops. So it's a moment to pause, to put things into stability. And now Imox is the nawal of the growth, is the nawal of the flow. So after we open the path to overcome the obstacles here in the Oshib Junajpu, now in Kahib Imox is the time to establish the flow that you are walking. So it's the moment for you to establish, to see if you're having your feet on the floor. Now Imox talks about the injection of force to making something grow or to make something enter into a flow. But Imox in Quiche is more associated with what we call the left hand, or the imprecisions that lead into madness, because it's a lot of force and little control. So it's the nawal that sometimes can get so much enthusiasm, sometimes your emotions can be your injection of force in here. But if you don't control that, you can easily start misunderstanding stuff. You can easily be carried on by this uncontrollable force of emotions. So Kahib Imox is going to be a good day for you to stop the things, put your feet on the floor, and try not to engage in too many things that can add confusion to your thoughts, your emotions. Remember that Imox is also connected to the collective consciousness. So we can sometimes pick up some stuff that are not ours. So try to avoid going or watching something that if you feel that you're not emotionally balanced, try not to engage into this stuff. So it can be a good day for you to establish the flow that you want to keep going in here. And then, because otherwise, Kahib Imox can be the stagnancy in the misunderstanding stuff, can be the stagnancy in the paranoia. So, and we want to avoid that, especially if you couldn't open the path properly in the 3 Junajpu. And then moving to the next nawal, we're gonna be having Aq'ab'al 5 wind. And here we arrive to the most intense nawal in the Trecena. Nawal 5 is the moment where the water cannot be stopped. It's the water that overflows. It's the water that has like no containment. So if you are just engaged, if you just feel connected emotionally in this Trecena, this can be it's such an extremely powerful day for you to give more strength to where you're going. So you're gonna be using this day to really put like 200% to achieve your stuff. And now Yik, we talk about the impulse, the insufflation of life to push things forward, like the power of the emotions that can encourage you, that can give you enthusiasm for you to commit more into it, for you to dedicate more of your energy into it. So it can be the hurricane of emotions, now Yik. Because now Yik can be just like a child that's so excited about doing stuff. But is a very explosive child that can be throwing temper tantrums as well. So in the same time that now Aq'ab'al can be an amazing day for you to overflow or just give like a strong push forward, to commit yourself to emotions, to do something nice with your loved ones, your loyal ones. Also can be an extremely explosive day. Especially if you start entering into paranoia in the Kahib Imox, in the four water. Remember that we always need to pass, it's just like passing the ball or just passing the baton between the nawals. Every nawa is going to be continuing with what the other one left. So be careful here in this 5 winds, because depending on the repercussion, we might see this getting out of the control for the accumulation of emotions in the end of the Trecena. Okay? But this can be an amazing day for you to become enthusiastic, for you to feel yourself. If you're just following like the cold side of the Trecena, you can use this 5 wind just to flip the table. Just go do something that excites you, something that can bring you back enthusiasm by living, by life, by committing yourself. Just try to join with your friends. So this can be an amazing thing. And then moving to the next nawal, we're going to be moving to Aq'ab'al, 6, clarity. Here we arrive to the heart of the Trecena. Now 6 is the moment to ponder the repercussions of happening to nawal 5. Not a good moment to decision making, but it's a moment to ponder. It's a moment to see how you can balance everything, not just like the balance of nawal 4 to establish, but it's a balance for you to put your hand on your heart and decide, okay, where is the correct decision to go? Just like the stability in the 4 legs, plus the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth. So it's the moment to considerations. And now Aq'ab'al talks about clarity. So it's the moment to find clarity in your heart, clarity in your emotions. Because sometimes we can be, according to the stuff that we are swallowing, if you do not cut, just like in the beginning of the Trecena, we can start accumulating more emotional mud over there. And then just fill our heart with darkness. Because Aq'ab'al talks about either clarity and something that is also in the dark. It's the shift, it's the first rays of sun that start illuminating what is in the dark. So this can be a great moment for you to start acknowledging what is bothering you. You start acknowledging like the light in your emotions, where things are tending to lead, but also some stuff that are in the darkness as well. Some stuff that is kind of making you like more stressed, making you going out of control. So it can be a good day to shed some light in what could be an element that can corrupt you. Because Aq'ab'al talks about like controlling with or manipulation with emotions. So in here we can see as the heart can be in darkness, can be what can bring now Tz'i over there into chaos. So bear in mind that. So this can be a good day for you to find clarity in your heart. Okay? And then we're gonna be moving to the next now, Ukub Kat. 7 burning into ashes, or 7 efforts, 7 tasks. Now 7 is the climax of the Trecena. It's going to be like the most effervescent part, where you can see where the Trecena is tending to lead. This is the final moment in the first part of the Trecena. And now Kat talks about the tasks, talks about the efforts that we do, but more like for the others. It's just like the descendant fire that is sustaining, just like the fire in the stove to heat the food that you're going to be doing for the community. So it's the efforts that you do in order to help the others. Because sometimes what happens is we tend to sometimes dedicate some time, which is a noble thing, for the others. But whenever this happens, this can extenuate us. We're going to be using our energy. And sometimes we tend to, some people especially tend to dedicate too much of their time more for the other people than for themselves. So after the moment of ponderation in the now 6 Aq'ab'al, 6 clarity, now you can find like how to release all those tensions from your efforts, from your tasks, what is being weighing you down, what's making you feel heavy. So this is the moment to eliminate what is being extenuating you. But if you feel like full of energy, if you feel you're carrying your stuff, of course, why not just helping those in need can be an amazing thing for you to show how you care for other people, but by sacrifice some of your energy towards to helping them, which can be a noble stuff. But of course, you need to bear in mind that you need to manage very well your energy, because from then on, we are going to be the Trecena intensifying itself more. Okay, so these are going to be the intense tasks of the Trecena, or the intense effort or sacrifice that we do for other or for to sustain a project. And then moving to the next nawal, we're gonna be arriving in Washa Cape Khan, 8 Stellar Serpent. Now 8 is the returning of the Trecena, is where things are gonna be, restarting. Just as I always say, it's just like going through a path over again. You're gonna be having more peace of mind. You kind of know where things are tending to lead now in the Trecena. So now you can manage things better. So this is if you intend to start something new, this now 8 are the days to do so. They are a new start, is like a start more prepared, like a beginning that can be more prepared. So you kind of know what to expect. Way more than, for example, the now 1, that is a very soft now, is a very light and can be easily corrupted. Just like the spring that can be polluted and can end up just like the corrupting all of the rest. But now 8 in here, where you can give like this more power in your starts. And now Khan is the power of the sky, is the sky talking, is the fury of the sky, the sound of thunder announcing new changes in nature. This can also express the power that can come as a big passion for you to do so, something that sometimes you cannot hold yourself. And as this is the Trecena of the emotions, the 13, the accumulation of the emotions, sometimes you can, ended up just getting something that you cannot control. And this can either be out of rage or but out of passion. Whenever you see like you have the power and you have the tools to intervene for the others, or for something that is going like out of control for yourself. So this is the moment to do the proper intervention. If you see that you are just dedicating your energy too much for the others and little for yourself, or you're not getting something like back, that reciprocity that should be fair, so then here is the moment to intervene, to say that it's enough, or something that has been extenuating you, as we saw here in the first part of the Trecena. If you should have started this Trecena with a healing of cutting, what has been inflamming you from the plants and everything, now maybe you are going to be able to see and knows how to intervene. So use the proper emotions, the clarity that you saw in the 6 clarity over there, to do the right thing, or maybe to add more passion to complete your stuff, or to do the right for the others in need as well. Because otherwise, if you are just following the Trecena mostly in the cold side, all the wound that starts in Tijax, that is going to be provoking the emotional chaos in our Tz'i, can be ended up just being the returning of the enemy, something that's going to be poisoning you. So if you feel that that's your case, that you feel you're just too angry, remember, just go back, just go, see your friends. Remember, this is the Trecena of the emotional bounds. These emotional bounds can bring the healing, can be like the sacrifice that you do for the other, but also the sacrifice that the others do also to help you. So it's a way that you can use community to start helping you. So we do this stuff. So let's try to avoid entering into this raging aspect, because this can only lead more intensely to the emotional chaos that Tz'i can push as a possible destination in the Trecena. And then moving to the next nawal, we're going to be arriving to Belaer Kame, 9 ancestors, as this word here is not YouTube friendly. And so now 9 is going to be the incubation of the Trecena, is the moment of gestation, is the moment of something that is running behind the sides, something that is always happening that you cannot see, you cannot acknowledge yet because it's hidden. And now Kame talks about the ancestors. It's the spirit of the ancestors, is also the spirit that can support, but also can be the now that talks about the emotional suffering. So it can talk about like those pain or also feeling like left out. So now 9 Kame is the moment of the Trecena where you can look for inside yourself and see how you can heal yourself, see what is making you suffer, but also see what are the elements that they are carrying, just giving you support. Just like Kame can be just like the love of the person that cares about you, and it gives that soft, gentle push just by wishing you well. So this can be the moment also for you to take into account who are the people that you have, among you, who are the loyal ones, who are the ones that support you. But also can be the day for you to honor your ancestors, even the deceased ones. Remember that I have a video talking here about one of the basic Maya principles, that everything is alive. Whether it's alive or dead, there is always a way for us to enter into communication and to keep feeding the Ushlab, the spirit of the ancestors that are floating in the wind. So can also be a day for you to honor them, maybe to get instructions, maybe to calm down what's making you becoming desperate in your emotions or making you feel out of control. So this can be an amazing day for you to start taking about a good care of that, because otherwise it's just going to be representing that inner suffering. And then moving to the next nawal, you're going to be arriving to Aq'ab'al, 10 deer. Now 10 is the moment of the convergence of the Trecena. It's the moment of where everything comes together, just like as we talk about the now 10 metaphorically as the lake that receives water from the other rivers and from inner springs, and that also gives that for the animals in the land, that also provides. So it can be a moment of collaboration work. And then now Ker is the now of the stability, the spiritual strength. Is the now that is going to be talking about also the being stubborn as well. So now 10 Ker is going to be the moment for you to find stability among the collective, or maybe finding your spiritual strength through in the community or among the group of friends, the ones that you trust. If you feel reluctant to move into things, or if you feel just like it's too heavy or just in a comfort zone that you cannot find ways to get out of that, this could be a moment where you can ask like some hands of other people to give you a push so you can get out of that, to help them, or just to ask strength for them. So this can be a powerful moment for you to recover your spiritual stability. Now Ker is the now of the altar. So the altar is the place where we do our intermediations with the ancestors. It's the moment where, if you're not talking about just collaborating with others, maybe it's the moment where you can just go by yourself, go to your altar and try to work with the ancestors. Just to ask them for the stability for you to recover your vitality, okay? Because otherwise now cat's only gonna be like a block, in your path, and it's just gonna be your reluctancy to move or to trying to overcome these emotions, trying to do something in order to change a possible cold outcome, let's say in that way. And then in the next now we have Hulauch Kaniu 11 seed. Now 11 is the moment of the spreading or diluting in the Trecena. It's another divergence point. And now Kaniu is the potential of something to germinate, is the potential of something to multiplicate. But as I always say, the seed is only the potential of something to get out of that. But you're always going to be needing the proper soil, like the proper heat of the sun, the proper amount of water. So you're always going to be having to have balance in all of the complements, so the seed can go healthy and grow and just to multiplicate and just to give you the abundance. because otherwise, if you just lose the dosage, if you don't calculate well the dosage, the seed can also rotten. So 11 seed in here is going to be talking about diluting what has been intoxicating you. Could be those toxic emotions that you have been carrying. So this can be the moment for you to release them, release what has been toxic for you. Maybe for you to take into consideration maybe who are the people who are not being loyal to you, or they are just being like this toxic relations, as we spoke in here now. Khan, instead the stellar serpent, talking about the poison. Try to release that, maybe those toxic friendships that doesn't add to the path you want to walk, that doesn't add to that. So, or at least to start filtering better, like those type of friendships that you have that only disperse your focus. Just like now 11 doesn't have a single direction to go. So then you can do that to dilute what is kind of taking away your power to germinate, taking away your power to produce what you need to produce. Okay? And also, as now Tz'i talks about this accumulation in the emotions, sometimes we are going to be looking for something to escape. And Tz'i is going to be talking about addictions in substance or addictions in sex, by being the oversexed. So here can be the way that can dilute the use of substances for you to recover your emotional balance. Can it stop a little bit maybe the stimulus that you may be taking that. But on the other hand, can be if you feel that you are just too comfortable, you're just too reluctant, can be the moment where you can just spread your focus, just try to work a little bit more, just to expand your productivity over there. If you are able to recover the enthusiasm in the beginning of the Trecena, remember what was helping you, what was working out for you, so you can do that to expand, to produce more, just to gather more abundance for yourself or maybe for others too. And then moving to the next nawal, Aq'ab'al 12 fire. Now 12 is the nawal of the hidden balance of the Trecena, something that can come sometimes as an extra, or sometimes something that can also comes as as a surprise. Remember that we are talking about the hidden stuff in the nawal 9, so sometimes something can suddenly appear, just like the water that you pour in the floor or you just throw over there. Sometimes it's enough to germinate a seed, and then when you least expect it, is a tree growing on there. So the nawal 12 always bring the surprise element, but it's always, that's why we talk about the hidden balance. It's gonna be something that or the final moment in the Trecena to bring things back to the proportion, for you to not let for you to avoid a possible co-destination of the ruler of the Trecena, in this case 13 dog. And now Toch talks about the sacrifices we do for our own, the sacrifice we do to achieve our power, or to conquer something that we would like to have. For example, buying your house, buying something like in long term that can cost you a lot, and you can give, for example, your blood, you can give all your energy, even if it costs your mental health, everything, but it's your commitment, it's your choice to arrive into something like that. So this 12 fire can be the unexpected price, the unexpected commitment that also can burn you. As I said, this Trecena, sometimes we can just engage into helping other people more than we help ourselves, and that can end up not being healthy. We can end up getting sick, because now Thor talks about it can be the nawal of the injuries, it can be the nawal of sickness, the sickness that starts just becoming more visible, or just starting coming more to the body because you didn't treat that. Especially because everything could be starting in an emotional body. So bear in mind that everything that we do in this Trecena can have this surprise outcome if we don't deal well with the emotions that can become physical. So bear in mind that. So try to do things in a balanced way. Try to remember all your commitments, but try to not exaggerate in your commitments. Try to keep that in the healthy. Remember that the previous now was talking about intoxication. If you just keep intoxicating yourself, whether to only dedicate your time more for the others than for yourself, or more to a project than for your own health, so this can bring unexpected pain, unexpected disease, and so on. So remember to keep things in balance, to keep your emotions under control. You don't need to kill yourself in order to achieve something. Remember, prioritize your life, your health, and the health of your relations as well. Okay, to avoid this outcome. But of course, the now 12 Tor, if things are going well, if you're just you strong emotionally, strong connected, and also dedicate your time for the others, 12 Tor can also represent the surprise reward that you can get. And so this is what we try to aim here, only to keep things in balance so we can have something extra more in the warm side of the Trecena. Okay, then moving to the next now, and the ruler of this Trecena, 13 Tz'i. Now 13 is the accumulation, is the culmination of everything that we saw in here. Is a now that was pushing things forward since the first second of the Trecena. And here in now Tz'i we talk about emotions. Once again, is the emotions that makes us creating bonds with other people, is the emotions that sometimes makes us feeling confused and overwhelmed, is the emotions that can also that can corrupt us as well. As I was saying, that Tz'i is the now of authorities, but more talking about the authority that bites. It talks about like maybe a corrupt judge or a corrupt policeman, a police person. So it can be whenever like you just get corrupt by your own stuff, whenever the emotions get polluted by something, maybe from a frustration, maybe for something that you cannot really understand over there. So, but in the warm aspects of now Tz'i is a now that talks about loyalties, the power that you can have on your friendship, being like nice with your friends and your loved ones, and so on. And this can be also bring healing for yourself. Like of course you can do something on your own, but it's always nice when we have a companion. We have people to share the stuff that we do, share our emotions, share everything that has been confusing. So this can be an excellent good day for you just to spend time with those you like. And also is the accumulation of emotions, something that can either be just like making your heart grow fonder, but also makes your heart just going more into chaos. Because Tz'i is going to be talking is now that talks about confusion and emotions can lead things into chaos, can make you just try avoiding facing stuff directly and just go straight to the addictions. So bear in mind of that. This can be coming from the darkness in the heart, as we spoke in the first part of the Trecena in the 6 Aq'ab'al. Okay, but just going back from everything that we spoke, the Trecena can go as a new cut or a new healing from the inflammation of the previous Trecena, or a new edit. So then we can project what are the stuff that we should focus, or is our vision in our hearts in the cave Kawuq, to open the path with courage in 3 Junajpu, to establish the growth that we are having, establish the emotions so they don't go out of control in Imox for water. So then we can overflow with enthusiasm, giving more power in the 5 wind nawal. So then you can ponder the clarity in our hearts in the 6 Aq'ab'al. So you can find the intense sacrifice that we do for others or for something else in the 7 kat, 7 burning to ashes. So we can return with our passion or the wisdom in the Washakib Khan 8 stellar serpent to find the inner support inside ourselves, the emotional support. Then so we can converge strength in the Laur Ker 10 year. So can we spread the complementary the productivity and the powerful elements to attain abundance in 11 seed, so you can get maybe unexpected rewards from that in the 12 Tor. Then we arrive to the accumulation of emotions, accumulation of faith, accumulation of justice, accumulation of loyalty in the emotional pleasure in the 13th Tz'i. But on the other hand, one Tijax can be a new wound in which we stay, retracted, or just makes us impossible to, or block us to advance because of the trouble in the 2 Shit Lightning. Then we won't be able to open the path because of the emotional insecurities. Can open the path for us being like for the trader emotions that can trigger the trader thing. So then Kahib Mosh can be the moment of just being stagnant in paranoia or in confusion. Hob Ye can be the explosion in emotions, the uncontained emotions that can explode. Then 6 Clarity will be like the heart in the darkness. Then 7 Kat can be the intense exhaustion, the intense extenuation of the tasks and the dedication. Then 8 Kan might be the returning of the poison or the enemy that starts corrupting the heart. Then 9 Kame will be the inner suffering. So then 10 Ker can be the convergence of stubbornness that we're going to be getting. Then 11 Tz'i can be probably in the propagation of intoxication. 12 Tor, the unexpected pain. And then Tz'i can be the accumulation or the big chaos that all of these emotions can provide. So it all depends, and there are many different aspects that the Trecena can talk about and then they can go, but always remember that you always follow the warm side of the Trecena. Remember that the key here is looking always at where the Trecena is culminating, the Tz'i pushing things. Remember that this is the Trecena of the emotions, so be gentle to yourself, be gentle with your friends, just welcome everybody like in a nice way. Know that you can use them to heal what has been confusing for yourself, but also offer your time to help them, and this will make great things. You're still gonna be also making your bonds stronger as well. And here we finalize the analysis of this Trecena, and then gonna be preparing for the Oshlahu Aq'ab'al 13 Clarity. That's gonna be the next one. So now I'm gonna be, if you have any questions before we finalize this live, I can stay here a few more minutes. Let me check it here. Oh, Lucas, I wasn't seeing the chat here. I'm still getting used to this new software. Oh, thank you, Lucas. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Also, if you want to access the links that I use for my calculator, they're all here in the description of the video, and all the links for consultations in my website. If you have any suggestions for future content, which by the way, tonight I'm gonna be uploading a new video here in the channel in which I'm gonna be starting doing the analysis. I was supposed to post this video a couple of weeks ago, but as the cacao stuff was trending and required some more attention to that, so that's why I just changed the schedule. But tonight I'm gonna be uploading a new video here in the channel analyzing famous people, and so if there is any figure that you'd like to have me analyze in here, you can always leave that in the comment section below. You can always use the community tab where I open this to leave your suggestions. You can also find me on Instagram or TikTok and Facebook by searching by Maya the Keeper. And that's it. If you don't have any questions today, we can just finalize our live stream and enjoy the final bit here of the 13 Thoughts Trecena and start being prepared for this new Trecena arriving. Okay. So okay, lads, as no questions, we can finalize here the live. So thank you so much for staying here with me, and see you very soon. Bye bye.